have taken 1 cup of val, and I have just washed it well thrice under water and soaked it for about 10 to 12 hours or overnight. Then we're going to drain out all the water and leave it again for 10 to 12 hours or overnight till it sprouts. Just like how we did with our moong, I will leave a link below on how to sprout moong. Use the same procedure. Now I'm going to show you that how we have peeled this val or darimbi. Once it has sprouted, just soak it in some water. It becomes easier to peel it, and the peel just comes off very easily. I will show you some. So in this way you can just prep it and keep it ready for our recipe. In our ingredients, we have the val, then there's an exact equal quantity of rice which I've soaked, ginger garlic paste, about 1 tablespoon. This is coconut, 2 tablespoons of coconut with 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera ground, 1 medium-sized onion chopped, some curry leaves, about 5 to 6, half a teaspoon of hing or asafoetida, half a teaspoon of mohri or mustard, some chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder. This is goda masala, and a little bit of jaggery or gur, some salt to taste. And I've also kept double the quantity of water to boil, that is 2 cups of water to boil. Now first we're going to heat a pan on a low to medium flame. I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of oil. Once our oil gets heated up, we're going to I'm adding a little bit of ghee or clarified butter. It gives a nice flavor to the rice. Once our oil gets heated up, we're going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohri or rye, once these begin to splutter, we'll add half a teaspoon of hing or asafoetida, half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder, our curry leaves, our ginger garlic paste, which is about 5 cloves of garlic with half an inch of ginger ground coarsely. You can also use the ready-made ginger garlic paste. Give all of this a good mix. Now we're going to add our onion, which is roughly chopped, 1 medium-sized onion. Now the paste that I have made of coconut and cumin seeds, you can use dry coconut or you can use fresh coconut. About 2 tablespoons of coconut with about half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Now we're going to add our sprouted and peeled val. Give all of this a very good mix. Well, in the comments box below, you can leave the regional name for Val. What do you all call it? As there are different names for it. I would like to know in your language, regional language, what do you all call this? Then we're going to add our rice, which I've drained all the water from. You can use basmati rice, you can use your regular cooking rice, whatever you prefer. Give all of this a very good mix again. Then we're going to add our coconut and cumin seed paste. This gives a lovely flavor to the rice. Give all of this a nice mix. Well, this rice dish is so ideal for a nice rainy day. You just have it with some mango pickle and some roasted papad. You have to have it really steaming hot. Now I'm adding about 1.5 teaspoon of red chili powder. You can add as per your preference of spiciness. You can also, instead of adding red chili powder, you can add green chilies in your coconut and cumin seed paste. I've also added 1 teaspoon of goda masala or kala masala, which is also easily available in the market. I will be sharing the recipe of how to make it at home shortly. Then salt to taste. I've added about 1.5 teaspoon. You can add as per your preference. A little bit of ghee or jaggery. You can also add sugar if you don't use ghee on a regular basis. It gives a nice sweet and spicy flavor to the rice. Now you can see that our water is boiling, so you can turn off the gas. And we're going to add this boiling water to the rice. It's double the quantity of the rice always. Whenever you're making any pulao, remember the quantity of water is always double the quantity of rice. Now give everything a good mix. Let it come to a nice boil on a medium to high flame. And then we're going to cover it and cook it on a low to medium flame for about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes till our rice is nicely done. So we're going to wait for the rice to come to a nice boil. It will happen immediately because we've added hot boiling water. Adding the hot boiling water, makes the rice cook quite faster than rather than adding cold water. So I am boiling the water on a high flame, and we're going to lower the flame, cover it and cook. And after 15 minutes, you can switch off the flame and you can see that our varachi khichadi or darimbi bhat is all ready. The aroma is just fabulous. The rice is cooked well, and now we're going to garnish it with some freshly chopped coriander leaves or cilantro or kothambir. You can also add some freshly grated coconut. I'm just drizzling about 1 teaspoon of clarified butter or ghee. That is totally optional. And here, friends, your varachi khichadi or dalimbi bhat is all ready.
Let's start with today's beautiful recipe of stuffed capsicums. So here I've taken 4 medium-sized capsicums, washed them well. Now we're just going to cut off the top of the capsicum. Now you could use the top also just to decorate it by putting it on top once the dish is ready. So you can just de-seed it and set it aside. And now we're just going to take a knife. Actually, I found a spoon much more easier to work with, and we're going to scoop out all the seeds and the middle of the whatever's there inside the capsicum. So we're going to just take off all of that and keep it nice and clean like this. So you can use a spoon, it works better than a knife. So you can just scoop it out very gently. See that you don't tear the capsicum up, and it comes off very, very easily. So this is how they look. And now we're going to prepare the stuffing. So for that I've taken 4 medium-sized potatoes, boiled them, peeled them and mashed them. And now we're going to add our ingredients. We're going to start with 1 inch of ginger that I've grated. Next goes in the juice of half a lime. So about a tablespoon or so of lime juice. Or you can adjust it as per your taste. Half a teaspoon of roasted cumin powder. So I've just taken some cumin, roasted and ground it. 1 teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder. 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder. 1 teaspoon of dry mango powder or amchur powder. Half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hing. This is about 4 tablespoons of roasted peanut powder. I'll leave a recipe linked of how I make my roasted peanut powder at home. Some salt to taste. And then some freshly chopped coriander, about a tablespoon or so. You can add it as per what you like. If you want to add some more, you can add some more. And now all we have to do is just mix this very, very well. You can use a spoon or you can even do it with your hands. And now once it's done, all we have to do is just stuff the capsicums like this. So stuff it up completely like this. And this is how I've done for the rest. This is a very easy recipe and it gets ready also very well. So you can serve it as a starter, or you can even have it with some chapatis or puris or roti, or even as a side dish with some rice and dal. And now I've just taken about 3 tablespoons of oil, heated up the oil well, and now I'm just going to place them with the potato side up first, because we have to cook this really, really nicely. We don't want to eat raw capsicum. And now I had 2 more capsicums, so altogether I had 6 capsicums so that I could finish up with the filling. So you get exactly nice 6 capsicums with the amount of filling that I used. And now we're just going to cover it and cook it. And at intervals, we're just going to keep turning it so that all of the capsicum is nicely cooked. So just keep turning it like this. You can use 2 forks or 2 spoons also, and then you will see this little charred look. That's what we're looking for. And keep your flame between low and medium and just keep turning them. So first we're going to cook the sides of the capsicum. So they look like this. So they have this lovely roasted effect. And now once they're all done, we're going to place them with the potato side downward. And now we're going to cook that part really well till it's nice and crispy and golden brown in color. So in a total, this took me about 8 minutes for the whole dish to get ready. And you can see how beautifully and the potatoes have nicely crisped up. And that's it, guys. And you can also sprinkle some chaat masala on the top or some lemon juice, and this is really, really delicious. So do give it a try.
Half a cup of coriander leaves or dhania,
about 10 mint leaves or pudina, 6 cloves of garlic, the juice of half a lemon. We're going to use half a lemon. Now here I have 1 teaspoon of rock salt. If you don't have rock salt, you can use regular salt, and 1 teaspoon of yellow chili powder, which is easily available in general stores. Now here in the spices, I have 1 teaspoon each of coriander powder, cumin powder, pepper powder, red chili powder, and chaat masala. And half a teaspoon of garam masala, which is homemade. So I'll leave a link of how I made the garam masala at home. And here I have half a cup of medium sized poha, which I've rinsed and just kept it in a colander. This is also a key ingredient for this aloo tikki. So these are all our ingredients right now that we require. And I'm going to put all these ingredients except for the poha into my mixer jar. And then I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of water. And we're going to grind this to a very fine paste. This is how your paste will look. Now I've taken a pan and heated it up and added 1 tablespoon of oil. So once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add this ground paste to the oil, as well as I'm going to add the poha to the oil, to the paste as well. And I'm going to fry these two ingredients really well together. That is the paste that we ground as well as the poha. So fry this for almost a minute on a low to medium flame. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. Again, fry all of this really well for half a minute more, and then your paste will look like this. So put the heat off and just set it aside. Now in a large bowl, I've taken 4 medium potatoes that I boiled, peeled and mashed, and I'm going to add this fried paste to the potatoes, and then we're going to mix these two ingredients really well together. So this is basically the dough for our patty. And once you've mixed it all well together, we're going to refrigerate this for at least 15 minutes so that everything comes together really well. And then we're going to form patties like this. Basically, just take a part of the dough, make it into a ball like this, and then just press it down. So in this way, I formed the patties. I got 7 patties out of the 4 potatoes. And this is 1 cup of breadcrumbs. Now we're going to make a batter of 2 tablespoons of flour or maida and 1 tablespoon of corn flour. Now mix these flours together really well. And then I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of water. And we're going to make a kind of a batter, a thick batter. Now this batter, basically, we're going to dip the patty into this batter and then put it into the breadcrumbs. So that way the breadcrumbs also stick to the batter really well. And also when we're frying this, you'll get a lovely crispy aloo tikki patty. So the corn flour and the maida really help to make this patty nice and crispy. So when you bite into the patty, you get that lovely crunch. And now all you have to do is just shape the patty really well, dip it into the batter, and then just put it into the breadcrumbs and coat it really well with these breadcrumbs. And then set it aside. Now you could keep this in the refrigerator, and whenever you're ready to make your burgers, you can deep fry them. Now you'll have to deep fry these burgers for that extra crispy, aloo tikki patty kind of, if you want that particular taste. So I suggest that you do deep fry them, because shallow frying them will not really give you that crunch and the, actual taste of the aloo tikki. So now I'm just deep frying them on a low to medium flame in some oil till they're nice and golden brown and crispy. So take your time with the frying and don't overcrowd your pan. Just fry one patty at a time. And once you're done frying with them, don't put them on any tissue paper, but you're going to put them on a kind of a sieve. So what I did is I took a big bowl and on top of it I've kept my sieve, my steel sieve. That way it won't become soggy, but it'll retain the crispiness. So you can see how nicely fried and golden brown it is. So now we're just going to put it on this steel colander or sieve and let it rest there. That way it will remain nice and crispy. So in this way I fried, all the patties that I needed to make the burgers. And once they're done, you have your lovely aloo tikki patties all ready. And now I'll just show you how I assembled the burger. So first in a pan, I just took 1 teaspoon of butter and I just toasted the burger buns a little bit. So you get that nice toasty effect. So they look like this once you toast them. Then I just applied 1 tablespoon of veg mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of ketchup. Now mix the mayo and the ketchup really well together. Next, you're going to place your aloo tikki patty. And then I've got these special sliced onions. So watch the video till the end and I'll tell you how I prepared these special sliced onions. And then the cheese slice, so I'm going with cheddar. And then just place the top of the patty on the burger on the top, and that's it guys, and serve it with some lovely chips and some chilled Coke. So friends, didn't you find the recipe was really easy and simple with ingredients that we generally have at home? So now I want to talk to you about the onions that I made for this burger, which makes this burger extra special and it tastes really good because of the onions too. Now what I did is I took 1 large onion, I washed it well, peeled it, and I sliced it into thins like you would for a biryani or to make the biryani onions. I slice them thin. Then you take a bowl of ice cold water, put this onions into it, put a few ice cubes into it, and put just about 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Mix all of this well and just refrigerate this for about 20 minutes. After that, when you're ready to make your burgers, just take off the onions, squeeze out all the water and put them in another bowl. And then use these onions with the burger. That just gives an extra flavor to this burger, and the onions also are very nice and crunchy if you do it this way. So I hope you like today's recipe and I hope you give it a try. So let's see the China grass recipe. Now here I have a packet of instant China grass powder, about 100 grams. You can use any brand. This is the vanilla flavor, and this is half a liter of milk, that is 500 ml. Now I'm going to boil this milk on a low to medium flame. And once the milk starts to boil, you're going to add this China grass powder and you're going to mix it really well till all of the powder dissolves in the milk. This should take you about 5 minutes, and you will, the milk starts to thicken almost instantly. So keep stirring till everything dissolves. And after that, just pour them into small bowls like this. Or if you want, you can put it into one big bowl. And now we just have to refrigerate this for 10 minutes. So this is a real good recipe if you have a surprise guest, or you just want to make something really quick. And it's all ready. Now all you have to do is just garnish it with some chopped up nuts. Now I'm using chopped up almonds. And you can keep it in the refrigerator, and when you're ready to serve it, just serve it. It's so delicious and it gets ready so quickly.